What's up, everyone? My name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Delta Gligars. Today I'm bringing you Week 12 Team Builder for the BBR. We're going up against OliviaSama and her New Orleans Saints Snow. You can see her team on the right side of the screen. She just recently started up a brand new YouTube channel with her new rebranding. She now goes by OliviaSama as opposed to Aaron2420. So make sure you go check her new channel out and help her get over 100 subscribers. I'm not sure if she's already reached that mark yet. I know she's been working towards it, but yeah, go show her some support. Now, this is going to be a real mouthful, me trying to explain the playoff picture here. We are coming in at 6-5 into the last week of the regular season. This is the last game before playoffs. There were two other teams tied with me at 6-5. Those two teams being Matt, who we lost to last week, and the other team is Liv, who we are playing this week. She is also 6-5 and currently occupying one of the playoff positions in the BBR. So there are three teams at 6-5. I have the best differential of those three. So currently I am sitting in 5th place. But then there, underneath that, there are 6 teams coming into this week with a 5-6 record that still have a chance to make playoffs. A 6-6 team is almost certainly, well, for certain, a 6-6 team will make the playoffs of BBR this season. That's how tight it is in the very middle of the BBR standings. So they're realistically, because our differential is pretty good compared to the rest of the other teams that are all in that big mess for the last couple playoff spots, even if we lose this game, there is still a very solid chance that we will make playoffs with a 6-6 record. However, I definitely don't want to finish the season on a 5-game losing streak. I want to win this game. I'm bringing a decent team. I'm not memeing or anything. I need a win to guarantee that I make playoffs, because you know, if I don't bring a solid team and I got 4-0 or 5-0 or something like that, then I could be in a lot of trouble. There's a good chance I might not make it. So we got to give it our best shot here. Okay, so let's get into the team now. We have Gligars, which is I'm pretty confident this thing is going to be our lead. We are choice specs with your standard choice specs moveset. However, we are running Calm Nature to boost our special defense. Our special defense being our highest base stat. So you know, we if we need extra EVs in SPDF, then we'll run Calm Nature. And when I was running Calyx, I don't really think that I needed the Modest Nature to be doing the damage that I needed to be doing to his team, or her team. I'm sorry, I'm going to do that all the time. I just default to saying his or he all the time. And so let me apologize ahead of time that I'm inevitably going to be making that mistake. And yeah, it's it just happens. It comes out of my mouth wrong. Anyways, so we're running Calm Nature to make sure that we can switch in on some special hits easier. Although this is going to be the lead, we will survive Life Orb, Timid Life Orb, Psychic from Celebi. Celebi has been doing extremely well for her team this season. She brought it to most, if not all, of her games, and it's got the second most kills behind Melmetal for her team. So we definitely got to make sure that we can survive a hit from that if that's what she wants to lead with. So yeah, Focus Blast can hit Melmetal. I'm very surprised to see that there's a decent chance that Melmetal drops to Choice Specs Focus Blast. Although we're not going to be clicking that against the Melmetal. If the Melmetal leads against us, we would just go hard out into our Rotom-Wash. I'm not going to risk her running speed investments to outspeed Gligars, because If she did, then she could just totally blow away my Gligars with Abandoned Double Iron Bash if that were to come. I don't think it's going to come because I have Rotom-Wash, and Rotom-Wash is probably the best counter to Melmetal that exists, so I'm very thankful to have that at my disposal this week. But we do have Flip Turn for momentum as well, and Sludge Wave should be, I want to say it should be 2-hit KOing most variants of Melodic. I prefer to be clicking Sludge Wave in front of that thing as opposed to Draco Meteor, because then I'm dropping my special attack. I don't OHKO it and it can heal all of that HP back. But yeah, anyways, let's move on, shall we? Volcarona is here. We only have enough speed to guarantee outspeed Max Speed Scarf Terrakion at +2. So we can get up a Quiver Dance, boost our stats, boost our speed, special attack, special defense, all of that stuff. And then I am very, very scared of Choice Scarfed Terrakion because it matches up very well against Volcarona. It can always outspeed it after a Quiver Dance and revenge kill it with just by throwing a rock at it. So that's why we have Endure and Slackberry, so that once we get our +1 speed from Quiver Dance, we can click Endure, make sure we live a hit from the Scarf Terrakion, and our Slackberry will pop to give us +2 speed. And then we can Giga Drain the Terrakion. We really only need Flamethrower and Giga Drain to hit everything on her team. Like Flamethrower hits the Melmetal and Celebi super effectively, and the Shelmet as well. It hits, like, Flamethrower and Giga Drain hit everything neutrally. Giga Drain hits Terrakion, Melodic, Palossand, all for super effective damage. So, yeah, pretty self-explanatory here. We have, and our bulk actually allows us to survive Timid, Life Orb, Ancient Power from Celebi, so we can set up in front of that thing as long as it doesn't have Thunder Wave. Let's hope that Liv decides to try to just get an outright KO on the Volcarona rather than bring Thunder Wave, because I actually did bring Lumberry on my Volcarona last week to be able to eat up status from an opposing grass type. So Rotom-Wash is here. We'll start the beginning of our more defensive core here that we've got going on. This is Fizz Def to take hits from mainly Melmetal. We can also take hits from Terrakion and fire back with a Hydro Pump against that thing. We have... Now, I was thinking about running Discharge and Hex, because Celebi is a very obvious switch in to the Rotom-Wash. And I wanted a more powerful Electro-type move to hopefully be able to break a Melmetal substitute. If Melmetal's sub-toxic and wants to wear my Rotom-Wash down that way, that's going to be really annoying, and Volt Switch will not be guaranteed to break a Melmetal sub. Discharge probably won't be guaranteed to break it either, but I am, if Celebi comes in on a Discharge, then I can get a Paralysis on it. I would outspeed it on the following turn, be able to get even further chip against it with a Volt Switch, and then I could go into something like my Pangoro that would actually outspeed the Celebi while it's paralyzed and be able to get a really big hit off. We also have Defog to try to get rid of hazards, because we are not bringing boots on our Volcarona. We don't want to get Spike stacked by Shelmet. Shelmet is a threat in Liv's hands. She has proved that in the GBA D League, and it also was brought to a game earlier this season, and I'm not exactly sure how much work it did, but I think, if you don't have... It can actually be pretty bulky and has momentum as well, so come in and take a hit, baton pass out, yeah. So yeah, we can defog spikes away. Trevenant here, very interesting Trevenant set. I think this is a decent switch in to... This takes on a lot of her team effectively, and the main things that it doesn't like are... Well, the number one thing that it doesn't like is Obstagoon, so that's why we have Colbert. Obstagoon should be doing a max, like, if it's burned and is the gut set with an adamant nature, should be doing maximum like 80% with knockoff. It does a lot. It does a lot of damage. So if we're at if it's early game, we're at a very high amount of health, and she thinks she can bring in Obstagoon to just click attacks for free against me. I can eat the Colbur Berry, fire back with a Drain Punch after a couple rounds of burn. / if she takes any sorts of chip damage with the Obstagoon, like if she switches Obstagoon in on Elite Seed, for example, then I should be putting the Obstagoon in range to go down to a Drain Punch. Although, I don't know about that because I'm not sure how much speed investment she's going to want to run on that. She could run a much more HP invested, a much more bulkier set. But if she is Guts, then she'll be chipping herself down with the burn. If we get, the Elite Seed chip, that will help against it too. So Drain Punch, while it more than likely won't be OHKOing the Obstagoon, because if it's natural bulk, it'll still be chipping itself down, and if we can trade Obstagoon for Trevenant, then I guess we'll have to live with that. Poltergeist hits a lot of other things hard, like the Celebi. This can be a good switch into Celebi. And we are Rest Natural Cure again. I think I made a mistake in prep by bringing Natural Cure on the Trevenant set from 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I could have just ran Resto Chesto with Harvest and not have run Natural Cure, but because we're not running Chestoberry this week, we do kind of have to be Natural Cure so that, we can rest up and then switch out and automatically wake up. So Pangoro is more of a safety net Pokemon here. Originally I was thinking about this being a lead, but I actually think Dragalge is a better lead because not much besides Melmetal, which I have my Rotom-Wash for, can knock out Dragalge in one hit, and I can just get big damage off right off the bat. But this is another reason why it's very important to keep hazards off the field, to keep our Sash intact. Make sure we can always live a hit from Celebi, from a Dazzling Gleam Celebi, from a Terrakion that is locked in close combat, and we can hopefully be KOing both of those. We should definitely KO Terrakion. The Celebi, hopefully it's not like Colbur Berry or something, but we can get a knockoff or a Gunk Shot if we think it might be Colbur Berry. Who knows, maybe we go for a Gunk Shot instead. But Gunk Shot is really just there for Comfey. We would also survive a hit from a Comfey that started to boost up, and we can retaliate with Gunk Shot to try to knock that thing out. And we also have Swords Dance because with Mold Breaker we ignore Melodic's Marvel Scale. With max speed, we should be outspeeding most variants of Melodic unless the Melodic has specifically crept Adamant max speed Pangoro. We should be like if it's running like, I don't know, like 40 EVs and 44 or something like that EVs in speed, then it might outspeed our Pangoro, but hopefully it chooses not to do that. And we can just boost up, and we should be, if we get to +2, we should be blowing back Melodic with a close combat. So, if we can outspeed that thing and keep our Focus Sash intact, that'll be really nice. Last is this Alakazam. I needed another fast mon. This last slot was between like Alakazam or Lycanroc Dusk, and I really wasn't sure which one I wanted, because at this point I'm still really afraid that a Scarf Terrakion might be able to clean me up. So I've got this Alakazam with a ton of physical defense investment. I think Rock Blast is a very high chance that she brings that on Terrakion, because if in case I was Charty Berry Volcarona, then the first hit of Rock Blast bursts the berry, but then every hit after that is doing maximum damage. And it also breaks through Sashed Alakazam, which I don't think is a good bring here, just because Melmetal Double Iron Bash ignores Focus out of Alakazam too. So instead, I'm just here with the Life Orb trying to hit as hard as possible, even though we are not running max investment in special attack. We put EVs in defense to guarantee live. Actually, not guarantee live. It's Liv would have to get 3 max rolls at least 3 max rolls on a 4-hit Rock Blast to knock out Alakazam from this range. If she gets a crit on one of those Rock Blast hits, then there's nothing I can really do about it. If she gets 5 hits, then she'll knock out Zam. But I needed to try to invest to make sure that if I need Zam to live a hit from Scarf Terrakion, then it can do it, and it can knock it out with a Psychic. So then Shadow Ball is going to be for Celebi, Focus Blast is going to be for Melmetal, and Dazzling Gleam is just a more accurate move to hit Obstagoon. It doesn't OHKO Obstagoon, but if Obstagoon's been chipped a little bit by like Leech Seed and Burn and whatnot, like if it's at around 70%, then we should be able to knock it out with a Dazzling Gleam and not have to risk missing Focus Blast against that thing. So, and we are timid with enough speed to outspeed Terrakion guaranteed. If for whatever reason Terrakion is running a different item besides Choice Scarf, or if it like switches in on a Pangoro's knockoff, gets his Scarf knocked off, then Alakazam can outspeed it after that. So that is going to be the team. I hope you are excited for the final BBR regular season battle of Season 2. Hopefully we do well enough to secure our playoff position. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this team builder, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel to keep up with all of our Draft League content, and we'll see you for the battle tomorrow.